Welcome everyone to What the Force, and welcome to a interesting discussion and introduction to a cool topic, which I know like absolutely nothing about, primarily because I've been described as that girl that owns too many Star Wars t-shirts. And with me today is Shannon McCarter to talk about Star Wars fashion. And not just the t-shirts, because that's what primarily I've leaned into, but also how to express your love of Star Wars through, I would say, the art of fashion.
There you go. Exactly.
Welcome, Shannon.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here. This is going to be super fun. Talk about Star Wars fashion, talk about Disneybounding, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Like I've been trying to figure it out a little bit because it's something that you can kind of do publicly a little bit and like not come off as full cosplay or full costuming, right?
Exactly.
So Shannon, where would people know you from if they've, we're trying to find you out there in the web?
Yeah, so I am 1/3 of a podcasting / YouTube kind of group called Network 1901. We put out all kinds of content. We do Podcast 1901, which is like Disney News, Modern Mouse Radio. We have a rotating serial that we do on Fridays. And then we also put out just all kinds of different videos on YouTube, whether it's theories, histories. I have a series right now called History of a Disney Princess. I'm also the one who likes to obsess about books and Star Wars over on Network 1901. So that's definitely what you want there. And I'm also at McCarter Shannon on Twitter, where I'm thirsting over Adam Driver and loving reylo. So all my reylos out there, that's what I like to do on Twitter.
I wouldn't say it's like a new thing for women to be interested in the fandom, but certainly the buying power that comes with almost this reinvigoration or maybe finally accepting our place in the galaxy that has actually created this whole new, area of fashion that I really, really just want to talk about, as well as understand a little bit maybe of the history behind it, talking about kind of men's versus women's fashion and why it's still fairly new to like have this out there. Like I went on Amazon today to look, and like you can find the ties that are Star Wars, like they've got like the rebel symbols or TIE fighters, or they've got like X-Wings on them. But like, that's it. Like, it's not incredibly popular. And, we lean on things like t-shirts and pajamas and, for kids, there might be a little bit more, there might be like hoodies and, other things like that. And certainly retailers like Tea Turtle have taken advantage of the Disney license and made really cute Disney / Star Wars crossovers, for kids and adults, lots and lots of t-shirts out there. But if you're looking for something a little bit more everyday, like you want to work in it, or you want to be business casual, or you want to kind of show it off without making it so obvious, then you're kind of stuck.
So that is always the trick to it, because there are lots of graphic tees out there, and sometimes it is finding the cute stuff or like the stuff that you want to incorporate into your style. Mm-hmm. And like for me, I didn't really have an opportunity to talk about my love of like all this pop culture and all of this nerdiness. Like I was super into books, and like nobody else ever read any books. So I started to get into like dressing up in a way that like would communicate this, whether it was through like accessories that I was buying, or I started getting into graphic t-shirts then. And then just kind of as I grew older, I found ways to incorporate it like in little ways, whether it was like necklaces or just like a bag or something like that. And I've found that like places like Her Universe and Hot Topic are really, really good for that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Hot Topic will even carry some of Her Universe stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know for a while they were carrying the like Galaxy workout gear. So like,
mm-hmm.
all, like the nebulas on it and stuff like that. And a little bit of the background into Her Universe. It was really Ashley Eckstein discovering, hey, she wants to dress, wearing the things that she's passionate about, and there's literally nothing out there. Like it hasn't changed all that much since she started her brand, which is sad. I mean,
it is sad.
She's done so much for the fandom, and a lot of her dresses especially have pockets in them, which is just amazing.
Don't even get me on my pocket soapbox. Oh my God. It's like, we got to crush the patriarchy. Give me some freaking pockets. Oh my God.
Even the yoga pants, like I ended up buying those Galaxy yoga pants because they were awesome. They have pockets in them, which is so huge. It fits my phone. It's wonderful. But like, even though she's done this huge revolution and her universe as a brand is so popular, like you can count on maybe a couple extra fingers, the brands out there that specialize in, you know, business casual and high-end Star Wars fashion.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the story of how her universe came about too is really fascinating. I would highly encourage, I don't know if you've read the book, It's Your Universe. It's kind of like a self-help book, but just hearing her story and like the struggle that she went through was really inspiring. But yeah, it's like she creates so many cute things that you really can wear in every day because like it's subtle. Like I have like this black cardigan that it just looks like a regular cardigan, but it's got Darth Vader embroidered on the back of it. And like, I wore that to like a meeting. Like I was in a class where I was going and visiting elementary schools. We had to like dress nice. And like, I wore that and it was totally fine. And I love that because it was like, that was some of my personality and some of my style coming through. So it wasn't just like all stuffy and just like, I gotta look nice or whatever, but it is difficult to find that kind of stuff. And you would think nowadays there'd be more of it because there's such a market for it, and like women are a pretty big buying force. I feel like Star Wars hasn't quite tapped into that potential quite yet.
Yeah, not quite yet. I think that when they decide to fully release the licensed hounds on the industry and say it has to look good and it has to be really awesome. I mean, like going to Disneyland this summer was really illuminating because they did have a few brands. Specifically, they had Muster Brand, which they do fashionable stuff in general, but they specifically specialize in like these sweaters and like hoodies and like jackets that
they're the ones who did the swimsuits too, right?
Yeah, and they did like the Ahsoka swimsuit and like the Kylo Ren mask swimsuit, like which they to me like not my style, but
no.
But they specifically like one of their I guess it's a hooded sweater is like it looks very much like a Praetorian Guard outfit, but like in just like thin red fabric. It's very striking and like could be pulled off by pretty much anyone's. And then they have like a Kylo Ren sweater and a Rey sweater, which I actually have the Rey one. It doesn't fit me right because it's like these two crossing bands of fabric and then the ribbed arms, but it's really cool. I think it would look great on somebody out there.
And like sometimes that can be the struggle because it's like sometimes those things don't translate super well. Like I have this Rey cardigan from like her universe and it has like those ribbed armband things, and it just came out being like huge on me. I have teeny tiny like stick figure arms, so I couldn't ever really wear it.
And but that almost needs to be tighter, like
right? Yeah, it's like you want it to be super form fitting, but then like that's kind of where like the Disneybounding phenomenon comes in, because if you can pull those colors out of her outfit, you can find stuff that looks similar that maybe wasn't like created to look like Rey, but you can kind of start to get that idea across.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Or you could get like, you know, you could even do like a knit full arm tight, you know, fingerless glove and play that with like, you know, a wrapped sweater or something like that. Right.
Oh yeah. Or like, even if you went, like if you were doing her, throne room look, you could do like a gray dress, get some like fingerless knit gloves and then like a scarf. And it's like, there you go.
Yeah.
It's pretty Rey.
And even like leggings and like some boots, because she changed into boots at some point.
Yeah, she got like some taller boots.
Yeah, like where did you get those boots?
Well, see, Chewbacca took her to the space mall and he did her hair and makeup for her because he had to get her ready for her date. So
Lando's closet has never left. It's basically
Lando's closet was still there.
It's basically a dress-up closet. Any sort of costume that you can possibly imagine is in. This is a very Canadian thing, but it's like, Mr. Dress-Up's like closet. Like Mr. Dress-Up is a Canadian thing, but basically he could dress up as anything he wanted to and just pull it out of his trunk. Like that's what's in the Falcon.
Oh my gosh. It's like the Barbie dream house from Toy Story. It's like you could have your own little fashion montage in there. Everything's in Lando's closet.
I mean, basically, we can just assume that Lando's closet is actually like
I mean, we like to also assume that like the captain quarters still look the same. It's like,
oh no. No, it's probably pretty gross in there.
Yeah, it's probably very gross.
I don't want to think about that. Oh.
No.
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, we know I really do like this idea of Disney bounding because it's like you can kind of put it together on your own. And it's more like to your point, trying to find similar colors and almost like similar looks without it being it's reminiscent but not like direct, which is fun.
Exactly. Yeah. So like when you're creating like a cosplay, you're trying to get pretty spot on. And the way I've always thought of like Disney bounding is that it's literally whatever you want it to be. You can do any kind of style. Like you could go dapper, you could be casual, like whatever you want to do. And then it's kind of however in depth you want to go. Like if you want to just put on like a graphic t-shirt and match some of the colors, that's totally fine. Or if you want to go like hardcore, how literal can I get with this look? You can do that too. It's literally up to you. There is no wrong way to Disney bound. And that's really fun. Like when it comes to like conventions or like when you're going to the parks or whatever, because you can show that nerdy part of your style and you can even get, super creative and super personal with it. And it's just exactly your own thing. It's however you want to do it.
Maybe we should define what Disney bounding is. We've been talking about it for a little while, but like what is Disney bounding?
Yeah, so it was actually created by a girl named Leslie Kay. She is the Disneybound if you look her up on anything. And the reason it came about was because you are not allowed to dress like a Disney character in a Disney park unless you're like below the age of 7.
There is an exception to that, and that's during Halloween.
That's correct. Any other time, unless you're being paid to look like a princess, you're not allowed to dress like one.
Yes.
But she wanted to try to...
That rule makes sense a little bit. Like, I don't want just random people coming in and, pretending to be and getting hugs and stuff from children. Like,
I mean, it still happens anyway, though. It still happens.
People still, like, dress up fully?
No, it's like I've seen people like on Pinterest where it's like they were Disney bounding or like they just kind of look like a character and like a kid will come up and think it's like a princess on their day off and it just happened. It's like, well, what are you gonna do?
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's like what she wanted to do. She wanted to be able to dress like her favorite characters. So she just started like pulling the colors from these characters or like kind of like color blocking or pulling off some of like the accessories and saying like, if I put an outfit together this way, I kind of start to look like the character. And like one of the easiest ones to do, I think, is Prince Eric because he has like navy blue bottoms, a red belt, and a white shirt, and then you're Prince Eric. And that can be like a skirt. You can do boots, like however you want to do it. And it's just pulling those colors out. It's just kind of doing that color blocking. Or you can also kind of bring it through like with accessories. I know that Angie, also from Network 1901, she was talking about like you could do Alice in Wonderland by just wearing like a light blue something and then like pairing it with like flamingo accessories because like at one point they play croquet with flamingos. So like it still gets your point across. So it's literally however you want to do it. As long as it makes sense to you, it'll probably start to make sense to other people.
Right. Yeah. No, and that's a great idea. Like if we were to take that into the Star Wars world, like wearing a dress with stars on it, and then, wearing like, I don't know, X-wing earrings.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be like a perfectly acceptable way to be like, yeah, no, I'm feeling very Star Warsy today.
Exactly. Yeah. And like with the Star Wars stuff, sometimes it can be like you almost have to kind of be a little bit more abstract with it. Especially like with Leia, she wears so much white. It's hard to wear white on white. So sometimes you have to get a little creative when you do Leia. But I know like with me, I created an outfit where I felt very Lando. Like I was basically just wearing black and gold, but I had like a Millennium Falcon necklace and just all of the black and gold that we kept seeing with all of the Solo stuff. I was like, I feel very Lando. I'm like, I'm channeling some Lando. I got some vibes. I just need a cape. That would have made it perfect. I just didn't have a cape.
Capes are just not fashionable nowadays. They used to be.
We need to bring them back. Like one shoulder capes is a look. Like that needs to be our Supreme Leader Ren look. One shoulder cape.
You're hoping for the one shoulder cape on Supreme Leader Ren?
Oh yes. Like you see the Don Quixote trailer. He's got a one shoulder cape in that.
Oh yeah.
That cursed film that
I did not realize that was going to be a modern movie until I saw the more recent one. Yeah. And then I was like, oh my God, what is happening here? Yeah, I have a pretty cool idea for celebration. I was like, I want to have a dress up outfit in case, I end up going out or there's some sort of event. And I found on Etsy this girl that actually makes Japor snippets.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, that plus like a nice gown in the colors of like one of the Padme gowns totally works.
Exactly. Yeah. And see, like that's having like a little accessory or whatever to help tie everything together just helps like 10 times. It's like you don't have to go that literal, but it's what makes it kind of like extra fun. It's like I feel extra Padme because I've got a Japor snippet,
Yeah, exactly.
Cute. Like I've been thinking about doing like a Rose Disneybound for celebration. And my problem there is that it's a lot of that like brownish color. And I'm like, could I get away with wearing like black pants and just doing the top half? I think that would be more doable for me.
Maybe with boots.
So, with boots. Or if you did like a dress that was in that color. Because that's where it comes to, like, I always try to think of if I'm going to buy stuff to do a Disneybound, am I going to wear it again? So it's like I always try to like shop my closet first. And then if I'm going to buy things, it needs to still be stuff that like isn't going to sit in my closet for the rest of my life. It's like, okay, this is something that I could work into other Disneybounds, or I would wear this even if I wasn't dressing up as this character or that kind of stuff. So that's why it's hard sometimes. Like lately, my wardrobe has become very monochromatic. I wear a lot of black now. I don't know what happened, but it just happens.
Like to that point, you're almost saying that there's a Disneybounding staple in black, right? So
yeah, I think it's a good way to fall back on. Mm-hmm.
It could go like a black turtleneck could go with a vest and still give you that impression.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I even did that with Rey. I like to wear black pants with my Rey Disneybound because I'll do scavenger Rey, and I've got like a beige cardigan that I wear and like a little shirt that's kind of the same little colors. And instead of wearing like khaki pants, I'll just wear black pants, and it's like it still gets the point across. It's not like eye-catching. It's not like it's, bright purple pants that Rey wouldn't wear or something like that. So like black does kind of help ease the outfit. Like if you don't want to go like super hardcore with like a lot of matching colors, you can kind of just weave that in there a little bit.
Yeah, like I feel like sometimes the characters are just like all in one color. Like like Leia is like all white, and
that's a hard look to pull off anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So let's choose a character and imagination-wise do a Disneybound. What's a character that you would love to do that you haven't done?
I would love to do a Han Disneybound because I want to wear more vests. I don't own any vests, but he's like a fun character. Like a lot of people like to Disneybound as him because I've seen a lot, like people will get...
They get like, the pants. I've seen
you can get the pants, or you can do like a skirt.
Yeah.
And then he basically just wears like a white shirt and then like a vest over it. And you do like some kind of boots or whatever. And you can almost go like in any direction from there. It's like you can do the shirt, you can do the pants, you can make it super girly, you can make it kind of like more edgy. I'd probably go like edgy and do like a skirt with like some leather boots or something. Get those like, I'm Han Solo and I'm a good guy, but I'm going to pretend like I'm a scoundrel and that my heart's not made of gold kind of. He's a soft boy.
Yeah. I mean, I think that that's like something that people just don't get about Han Solo as much as he pretends to be this like hardened guy. He's actually a softie underneath.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there are some brands out there other than like Her Universe, which we totally recommend. Muster Brand is one that I have seen directly. They sell it in Disneyland. They sell it online as well. It is, I would say, on the pricier side.
Yeah, some of this stuff will be a little bit on the pricier side.
And then there's also from like carrying accessory perspective. So, purses and little mini backpacks and wallets and things like that. There's Loungefly, which was recently purchased by Funko.
Nice.
So if you go to their Funko headquarters, you can see all of the Loungefly things. And they have things like bags that have characters on them. They have like purses that look like R2-D2 or C-3PO, lots and lots of things. So, I mean, that's a way to dress up an outfit where you can kind of show your love of Star Wars without making it like, that you're doing the full outfit.
Oh yeah, it's just kind of like more relaxed. And like there are a lot of good places to get graphic tees too. Like I know Box Lunch actually has a ton of stuff. We don't have a Box Lunch here, so I like to go on their website and just like stare at all of the amazing shirts that they have. And they're actually all pretty cute. Like they're pretty unique. And there are other little shops too. They have kind of more Disney stuff, but like to get an idea of like some accessories, Who's It's and What's It's, and also Cakeworthy. They make some pretty cute like accessories to go with any kind of Disney bound. And I'd also highly recommend, like I discovered all of this stuff on Pinterest. That type in Disneybound and any character into Pinterest and you will get so many ideas. So if you want to put an outfit together, that is like a great place to start.
So those of us that are, planning on attending a local con or a celebration next April, and we want to maybe dress as a character of our, Star Wars land. So searching it out, seeing what other people have done to start gathering ideas, that seems like a really great place to start. But do you have any other advice for those of us who are completely lost?
Yeah, I would say, shop your closet first. Like if you have characters in mind, maybe look up some like images of like specific outfits or any of that kind of stuff, but definitely look at what you have first, because you probably have more than you think that you do. Even if you think that your wardrobe is all just graphic tees, like trust me, you will find something that you totally forgot that you had. And then if you're going to go out and buy stuff, like just keep that in mind. It's like, am I going to wear this again, or am I just going to wear this for this one Disney bound? Because that's fine, but sometimes it's nice to just have things that like maybe you could use in the future, or that you're just going to wear again because this is just a cute item to have. So just kind of like keeping that stuff in mind, like whatever you're going to be comfortable with kind of thing.
Right. Because if you do end up spending money, you're probably spending, anywhere between $50 to $100 to even more. Like if you're going with Muster Brand and you want to get like a really cool Kylo Ren jacket, which they have some really cool Kylo Ren jackets. Like my finger hovered over the mouse just a little too long for comfort.
Oh, trust me, I have had my eye on the Her Universe Kylo Ren jacket for so long.
The one with like the cross guard, like red lining or red.
Yeah, it's like a biker jacket.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah, I really like that one. I saw it in the kid sizes, and I'm like, can I like in the Disney store? I was like, can I justify this for my son? Like, would he wear it? Right. He'll just outgrow it. I probably shouldn't.
That's another fun place to look to. Like kids sections, like their largest sizes, they get pretty big. So it's like you can find some interesting things there. You never know. It's like I find a lot of stuff at Target or just wherever. It's like you never know what you're going to find as long as you're looking for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you have to have the interest in it. And if you are interested in it, it just starts to kind of pop out at you like, oh, that's really interesting. I also love, like, if we're going back to like just straight up graphic tees, I love Tea Turtles Star Wars t-shirts. Like I have 3 or 4 of them. I also have a lot of Funko t-shirts because I just love the look of the characters from Funko. Yeah.
Yeah. I like to look like on TeePublic too. It's like sometimes you can like search for a specific phrase. Like I actually found somebody made a t-shirt with Rose's quote on it. So it's like, that's not how we're going to win, not fighting what we hate, saving what we love. I actually found that on TeePublic. So I just was like, somebody has to have put this on a t-shirt. And they did. And I was so excited. It's like, oh my God, this makes me so happy.
Yeah. And, you know, there are tons of unlicensed retailers out there, like people that produce their, you know, own, you know, sayings, or they've taken sayings, or they've done like reylo is canon.
Kylo Ren is a punk bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Like whatever your particular, you know, love is, you can usually find it out there, like on places like Etsy or TeePublic. Redbubble. Yeah. Like there are lots and lots and lots of these creative people. Squadron Goals.
God, I love all their stuff. I have so many stickers and pins from Squad Goals.
Pins are a really unique thing too. Like those are very Disney in origin as well.
Like the pin trading stuff.
Yeah.
And that's a good way too to like tie an outfit together, because sometimes like I like to do Kylo Ren a lot just because, like I said, I wear a lot of black and he's just our emo trash boy. So, you know, and like I have like the Kylo Porg pin from them, from Squad Goals that's crying. And so sometimes it's just like, you know, this kind of just ties it together. Or you can do like Rey, because it's just like he loves Rey. So
yeah, pins are a great way to go. You know, just a shout out to my friend Joanna. She actually makes a ton of pins, like reylo, and she also does t-shirts like through TeePublic. I love the work that's being put out there, and I think, you know, it's just a matter of time until we have way more options, because some of these retailers will eventually like get the Disney license and just go wild, and everybody will be super happy.
Yeah, they just got to release that license. Like it's once they do, like the possibilities will be endless, because it's there's such untapped potential here.
So you already called out a few, like one blog, so the Disneybound, and of course her universe you can check out for other Star Wars and Disney and Marvel and kind of general nerd stuff is at her universe. There's also the Dorky Diva, and she does specific blog posts on you know, how to thrift shop and get, you know, geeky apparel and how to make it work with your existing outfits and stuff like that. So really great resource if you're looking in that direction. And you also mentioned Star Wars Life, I think, previously.
Yeah, they've got a lot of good, they have a lot of home stuff, but they also do like backpacks and like socks and just cute stuff that you can kind of incorporate into your style.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. Like I love porgs, but right now it's like that's the only like officially licensed jewelry I seem to be able to find.
There are a lot of porg stuff.
Like I love porgs, but I can only handle so much, and I would really like some tie silencer earrings.
Oh my goodness!
Like a necklace with like a full tie silencer on it would be amazing. Like I have these dreams, like, man, just come into my brain, give me a dress with pockets and give me like a tie silencer, like long necklace, and I'd be super happy.
See, like you were just speaking my language right now. I mean, like one of my favorite necklaces that I have, I was so happy with the Solo merchandise that came out because we got like that Millennium Falcon necklace with like the dice that dangle. I love to wear that with like collared shirts because it almost looks like a little I don't know. I just like to tuck it under the collar and it just kind of looks cute poking out. And like that's such a like a dressed up look that's also super nerdy because it's the Millennium Falcon and the
yeah.
right? And it's just I love it. It's so fun. I feel all fancy and sophisticated.
But like that's a really good way to show your Star Wars love, but like not make it over the top. And you can go kind of any direction. So do you have any recommendations for, people who are like, just starting out or have already kind of looked through everything out there? Anything kind of advanced level, maybe.
Advanced level?
Yeah.
I would say don't be afraid to go for it. When I went to D23 last summer, there were a lot of people asking questions about like, is it okay if I do this? Or is it okay if I do that? And like the whole thing about Disneybounding is that literally anything goes. There aren't really any rules. So just don't be afraid to just go all out and do whatever you want, because really as long as you're having fun and it makes sense to you, like it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. And then like post those photos to Twitter if I'm if I follow you or whatever, and tag us. Like I love to see how creative people can get, because it inspires me. And I feel like if we start just posting and talking about this and increasing the conversation, like the weird demand for pockets. Like I feel like Google Analytics knows that I search for dresses with pockets like regularly because it started to advertise to me.
Oh my god.
Like, oh hey, there's this retailer, they sell dresses with pockets. Like maybe if we just start talking about it more, like our desires to do these things, it'll happen.
Let me tell you my struggle. So I've been trying to find work pants for forever because the ones that I've had for too long. They're stretched out. I just need new pants. And nothing has pockets anymore. It was like, oh, well, you can't have this style and back pockets. Or it's like, oh, you can't have front pockets. I'm like, really? Pants now? Like you already took them away from like my dresses, my skirts. Like we can't have them in coats because that means we're carrying around pamphlets and we're getting ideas, and now you're taking them away from my pants. Like what's happening?
Yeah, pants are a weird struggle. I think once you get to a certain age, they're like no more pockets in your pants.
It's like
and like, or the pockets are sewn in and they're fake pockets.
Yeah, that's the thing that infuriates me the most, because like why would you pretend to be a pocket? Just be a pocket.
Or they're like too small to actually carry your phone or your wallet or anything. Or even like, like $5 in money. Like they're tiny, like half the size of a regular pocket.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I want to look cute and be able to carry just like all of my necessities. Like, that's too much to ask. We need to just, it's like, that's what we need. We need to just like shout about it online and eventually they'll hear us. Like incorporate it into your Disney bounds. We'll keep yelling at people. We can be the change. We can be the change.
I know we've been talking a lot about female fashion and I mean, that's primarily the audience that is, I would say, needing this, because I feel like you guys have your ties. But Mustard Brand especially, they do cater to male apparel. Like they have these amazing male jackets and hoodies and just like a really cool, like especially Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is like inspired a whole chunk of fashion.
Like a movement.
Like a movement of dark and brooding fashion. I mean, everybody looks good in black. Right?
I mean, everybody wants to be an emo edgelord like Kylo Ren thinks he is.
Yeah, no, he's really not.
He's a soft boy. I mean, it's true though. Like with guys' fashion, like there isn't as much. Like there is a lot of t-shirts and stuff, but
millions of t-shirts.
Oh yeah, millions of t-shirts. Like guys' stuff has dominated the market. I feel like with girls' stuff, it has started to get a little bit more like branched out and like a little bit of like different types of things. But there is stuff out there for guys. Like you do have the ties. You can dress it up with socks. Pins, I think, really come in handy for guys' fashion. Cufflinks, yeah.
Tons of Star Wars cufflinks. Like Amazon has a nice set of Vader helmet.
Oh,
cufflinks
nice.
if you're looking, if you're in the market.
Yeah. It's like you could really get pretty dapper with some like guys Star Wars fashion. So
Yeah. And like if you're having a wedding, get those, Vader cufflinks. You'll pull it off. I just, I think in general, like we need to just demand it more, like I would like to see almost like a fashion revolution where, there is more inspired fashion from these movies and like the Muster brand, sweaters that look like Rey and Kylo, like they're really cool. But like to your point, where were Orlando caves?
Right. Yeah. And it's like, that stuff is cute and it's subtle. It's not like these dresses that you see where it's literally like a screen printed version of the outfit, like on your dress or whatever. Like this is just, it's a sweater that looks like something that Rey would wear. Or they do this a lot with like the Jedi stuff. I was looking on that Munster brand stuff. And it's like, we want more stuff like that. We want like fashion inspired by these films instead of just like copying or just putting it on a graphic shirt or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. And I don't know that it's that tough, but maybe it is. I have yet to be convinced that it's that tough. There is like a really awesome Solo jacket from the Solo movie on that site, as well as there's a pretty cool Finn.
Yeah, the Finn jacket.
Yeah, like I would get that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. They have a Jyn Erso one too. I think that's where I saw it because I know that Hot Topic had one, but it wasn't quite right. Like they went a little bit too literal with the scarf. But I saw one where it was like it was subtle enough, and it was like this is a cute jacket that kind of looks like Jyn.
Yeah, and they have like a Knights of Ren cardigan. Like, and it's just like it's like a sweater with like big buckets and like or big buttons and like the higher, like wider collar. Nice. So it's very stylistic. And then also like the Sith apprentice cardigan, which has the long, I mean, that's totally Kylo. It's just, yeah.
I mean, it's so fun to embrace your dark side though. Like,
yeah.
Cause you feel so cool.
They also have like the Leia one that I think it can be pulled over from like a hood perspective. So that sweater pinned with like, a similar belt to what she has in A New Hope. Totally Disney bound.
Yeah. And you could even wear that over anything. Like you don't have to go all white. Like you don't have to wear white pants or pair it with like a white skirt or anything. It's like we said, like you could do like black or just whatever. Like you've got the sweater already. You got the belt going on. Like that's enough. You can go all out if you want to, or if that's not your style, you don't have to.
You could do like little mini back of the head buns with that. And that would still be Disneybounding.
Yeah. Like I like to do that like with Rey because I can't always get like the 3 buns, but I do like to do like 2 little mini buns in like a half up style. Cause I'm like, I still feel like Rey, but it's not like in your face. This is the Rey buns hairstyle.
Yeah. It's close. Right. And I think that's the key to Disneybounding is like, it's close.
Yeah.
And it inspires people. And then they're like, oh, that gives me the feeling of what you're going for. That's great.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. Like it's inspired by it, and then it also inspires other people because you're like, oh, I see how you did this, or then you start going like, oh, but like maybe I could do it this way and like incorporate this kind of thing into it. It all kind of feeds off of itself. So it's a really cool community to kind of like dip your toe into because everybody's always like getting inspired by other people, changing it up, doing their own thing, and it just constantly renews.
What's your favorite Disneybounding story?
My favorite Disneybounding story? Like what I've done or like what I've seen?
Yeah, what you've seen or what you've experienced while Disneybounding.
My favorite story or like the favorite thing that's happened to me was like when I was at D23, I Disneybound one day. I went as Smee from Peter Pan. So I did like the red beanie. I had like this blue striped shirt and I did like some cute shorts with it. And I was just in the crowd at the Disneybound panel and Leslie Kay pulled me out of the crowd and pulled me up on stage and like explained my outfit. I was like, oh my God, is this really happening right now? I was so excited.
And that is the Disneybound, right? Like that.
That is the Disneybound. Yeah, she was there to talk about like this new line that she was launching, and she was like pulling bounders out of the crowd. I was like, oh my God. But then also, I just like the first time I ever Disney bounded, I was in high school and I did Cinderella, and I didn't think like anybody was gonna get it. And somebody was just like, oh, your outfit's cute. And I was like, oh, thanks. It's inspired by Cinderella. And they like looked me up and down. And they were like, I see that. I get it. And I was like, thank you. I was so excited. That was the first time I ever got like acknowledged for putting effort into my outfit.
The first time I ever saw an outfit that reminded me of Disney bounding, and it was like far before Disney bounding was really a thing, I think, was in Dr. Horrible's Sing Along Blonde.
Oh my God, I love that movie.
But like the main girl, she enters the laundromat and she's wearing this yellow skirt and this blue like sweater with these like graphic tee with birds on it. And I was like, yes. Are you Snow White? Like,
that's amazing. I hadn't even thought about that. Oh my gosh. And see, like, and that's it. Like, she was Snow White. Like, that's insane.
Yeah. And like, was she trying to give us this whole idea of being Snow White? Like, who dressed that woman? Like,
yeah, like, who made that choice?
It was Felicia Day in the movie, but you know, I forget the name of her character, but yeah.
Was it Penny?
Penny, yeah Penny. Yeah, and that was like the first time I noticed like somebody who dressed like very inspired, and to me it just gave me these Disney feels because of the birds and like the picture, you know, and like you could wear a Porg t-shirt, a light, you know, a longer sweater that's in Ray's colors, you know, and leggings and totally pull off like a Ray look.
Yeah, and like I even did that like with Kylo Ren. I wore like a black cardigan, but then I had like this black and red like Death Star t-shirt, and I was like, he's a Darth Vader fanboy. Like it works. It
works. Yeah. No, it totally works. And like I think it's almost like imagining what the characters would wear in a way, like if they were in modern times.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, what would this character look like in their, you know, modern fan fiction AU? Like, how would they dress?
Yes, exactly. and just going for it, right? Like,
yeah,
that's the point.
Just go for it. It's like it. You know, nobody's gonna know like if you're not totally on the nose. Like it does. That's not the point. The point is that you feel like you're, you know, you're able to express yourself through what you're wearing. You're having fun. Like that's all that matters. Like other people, they don't matter so much. It's great when they appreciate your outfit, but sometimes your greatness is lost on other people. So just go for it. What do you have to lose?
Exactly. And I think one of the things that I love about this whole idea is that it just makes you feel good. Right. And that's like you're getting to be who you are and showing your love of this world and everything about it, you know, just for this event or going to Disneyland or going to a con or just going out, you know, walking and getting some coffee.
Yeah, it's like you can't always stop and tell everybody you meet, like, hey, like this is me and this is my personality and everything I'm into. But you can channel that into like what you're wearing or like how you accessorize stuff. And I find that like I feel more confident when my outfit like really tells like the story of my personality than when I just wear kind of like whatever. So it's more fun to go out like that because it almost feels like it's like, hey, like this is me. I don't have to talk to you, but like this is me. It's my personality.
That's awesome.
I'm super introverted, so it's hard for me to approach people.
Oh, well, you know, and you know, wearing who you are on your sleeve literally helps with that, I think.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you wanted to cover? Or was this a pretty good introduction to?
Yeah, I think that's a really good introduction. And like I said, like anybody who like if you want to get into Disneybounding or if you just want to get into incorporating this more into your style, like just check out what other people are doing. Like look up Disneybounds. Like Pinterest is a great way to do that. Shop your closet because trust me, you've got more stuff than you think. And just go for it because like we said, it's all about what you want to do. It's all about having fun.
And then tweet us the pictures because I want to see what people come up with. Like, I really do. I'm super interested in some ways. Like, I just want to be inspired by other people to like have the courage to do it a little bit more myself. And get out of my massive Star Wars t-shirt collection a little bit. Not that my Star Wars t-shirt collection is, because I have this amazing Wicket t-shirt that I'm going to try to figure out how to do my hair like Leia's and then figure out how to do a Disney bound of her costume on Endor.
Cute.
I think I'm going to try to figure it out.
That's going to be so cute. That's super exciting. Like, well, and like that's another thing too. Like if you want to get, like if you're still not super comfortable, like, you know, going for the Disneybound or whatever, or if you can't think of any ideas, there are Disneybound challenges that happened a lot. There was actually just one in September, and sometimes being able to go off of a prompt can help get those creative juices flowing. And plus, like, everybody's out there doing it too, so you can go out and see like how other people do the outfit and just kind of get involved that way. I know that the big Disneybound challenge is normally in March, so if you follow at the Disneybound, you'll be able to catch the prompt for that. Or if you just want to do a challenge on your own, there are tons of prompts out there. You can just find one and be like, hey, this is going to be my unofficial Disneybound challenge month, and just go from there.
Yeah. And I love that you post your own like versions of outfits and your own Disney bounds. I love it. I love following them and then like liking them a lot and being like, yes, this is totally Kylo Ren, Darth Vader fanboy.
Exactly. Well, it was like Disney snack. What am I supposed to do? I'm going to do Kylo Ren, of course. Like, why would
the tastiest of snacks.
The best snack. It's like, boy, did you fall from a vending machine because you a snack.
That's awesome. And if Disney and or Lucasfilm is ever listening to this podcast,
oh, you know they are.
Please do give more licenses to the wonderful people out there that want to create stylistic fashion for both women and men. If you give the licenses, please have a rider that says dresses must have pockets.
Yes.
And pants must have at least cell phone worthy pockets.
It's like basically anywhere you can just like slip a pocket, just go ahead and do it.
Just pocket.
It's never not a good idea.
It's like this podcast was about Disneybounding /pockets.
And it's really us salting about the lack of pocket. I'm telling you, like, I get so hard on my soapbox for pockets.
I'll tell you about the online retailer I just found that I love for pocket dresses. Yeah, they're really good. I'm in love with them. I'm going to order like 10 dresses. It's amazing. Thank you, Shannon, for coming on the show and just introducing this whole concept of Disneybounding. I know it's like kind of a new concept for probably some people out there. And, you know, we want to encourage both women and men. Like, you can dress like your favorite characters. I would say Kylo Ren could totally pull off a hoodie all the time. Black hoodie, right?
Hey, you know, Walmart Ren, like it can happen.
I mean, little shout out to BB Kate out there.
Yeah. She's doing God's work.
We just request that your hair be pulled up into a man bun if you're going to pull out Walmart Ren.
Exactly.
Yeah. Men and women can do Disneybounding. It is not a gender specific thing. And really it's I would say a new interesting way to show your love of Star Wars, to express your love of fashion. It's almost like it's a new art form in a way. And what were those rules again?
Yeah, shop your closet, find inspiration online, and just don't be afraid to go for it. Just do whatever you want.
Which is, generally speaking, really good rules for life as well. So thank you, Shannon, for coming on the show.
Anytime.
Can you remind people where they can find you?
Yeah, so you can find me most of the time on Twitter at McCarterShannon. And then if you want to check out the network, we are at Network 1901. And you can find everything we do at network1901.com.
Awesome. And this has been What the Force. I'm Marie-Claire Gould. We're at WT4 Show on Twitter. whattheforce.ca is our website. We're on Facebook at What the Force Podcast. We're really available wherever podcasts are found and on YouTube. Feel free to reach out to us and start a conversation. Cheers.